everybody, and welcome back to this journey that I like to call my life. I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually just recorded this video, but it ended up being like 35 minutes, so I'm gonna do it again and faster. Because I'm sure you guys don't want to hear me talk for 35 minutes about 10 valuable life lessons. I just happen to be a chatterbox, so let's get right into it. The reason that I wanted to do 10 valuable life lessons first, I actually have 9 pages at the moment worth of things I like to talk about on this channel, but I'm going to start with page number 1 because it is my code, and I want you guys to understand who I am and what I believe so that when we do delve into these deeper like existential topics, you can kind of understand who I am as a person, because that'll really help you understand why I believe or why I'm questioning things the way that I am, and etc. So let's get right into it. Number 1 is wasted time is wasted potential. So what I mean by that is I don't care how old you are, I don't care how young you are, every single day that you are not out there living your dream, you are wasting your life. And this might not be the right time for you to hear that advice. These words might not resonate with you at this point in your life. You might not be at the mental state to accept what I'm saying, because I certainly have been at other mental states in my life where people have given me great advice and I have just completely breezed by it because it wasn't the right time for me. It wasn't the right time for me to really understand what that person was saying. So if this is the right time for you, please listen, and please listen carefully. You are the embodiment of potential. And every single day that you spend your life with your face in your phone, like I have for the past 18, 19 years, you're wasting your life. Put the phone down. Pick up a book. Learn something. Pick up a camera. Talk to the world like I am right now. Live your dream. Whatever that is. And don't be afraid to fail, because if you never try, you can never succeed. And if you've never succeed, then you fail. So you either fail because you didn't try, or you fail because you tried, right? But you succeed because you tried it all. Because how many people don't try? How many people are there in the world, and how many people of them don't try? Ask yourself that. Look around you. Do you want to be the one who does try? If so, be that person. All right. Number 2. So this one I think is really important. Beauty standards will only ever make you hate yourself. Love yourself. Beauty standards are literally designed by marketing companies to sell you a product. Everything that you see online, everything that you see on TV, it's put there for a reason, you know? You don't have to look perfect. You don't have to be a supermodel. You don't have to do your makeup every day. You don't have to do anything, because beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and your eyes are the only ones that you have. So quit trying to look at yourself through everybody else's eyes, because your eyes are the only ones you can see out of, and then they're the only ones that matter, you know, to you, genuinely. So instead of looking at yourself in the mirror and picking out all the things that are wrong with you, look at yourself in the mirror and feel comfortable, because you are the only person who is going to be there by your side until the end. And there is no reason at all to sit there and talk down to yourself and hate yourself when you are the only person who has ever been there for you from the beginning. Don't be like that to yourself. You don't deserve it. I don't care if you are 300 pounds, if you are, the ugliest person on earth. There is something about you that is worth getting to know. And you should find out what that is, and you should make that your appearance. Your kindness should be your appearance. Your humor, People are going to remember a lot more about you than the way that you look. And the way that you look will change often throughout your life. So don't rely on it to be what people remember about you. Because it's the one thing that you really have no control over. Because age will take your looks away. So don't rely on them. Number 3. There are 8 billion or however million, there's a lot of people in the world. Do not let one person break you. If you are in a toxic relationship, listen to me when I say this. The longer that you let this continue, the longer that you let someone hurt you, the more that you will lose yourself, and the more mending you will have to do when this relationship ends. And trust me, if you're honest with yourself enough to know that it's a toxic relationship, you know it's probably not going to last. So, be the strong one. Be the one who says, no, I'm done. I need to live my best life. This is not it, and I need to get out. And when you do get out, you will thank yourself. And that's just all there is to it. Any reason, any excuse that you make up in your mind why you should be with this person, there are so many other people in the world who would gladly be what you need. You just have to find them. So, would you rather spend all of this time with someone who isn't being what you need? Or would you rather go out and spend, this time that you have looking for the right person and having great adventures along the way? It's up to you. All right, number 4, mind over matter. So that one doesn't really need much of a description, but very short one. You get to decide how much things matter to you. Really. If someone says something that offends you, you have the choice to let it go. You have the choice to not let it affect you. It can affect you at first, but if you are in tune enough with your mind, you will be able to objectively step back and make the decision that it's not worth the effort. So that's where you want to be. You need to try, I'm mostly talking to myself, of course, but I need to become one with myself, become comfortable with my thoughts, my brain, who I am, and I need to step back and objectively think about my stresses and my problems in my life and solve them. Because if I just let my mind be negative and think that there's no answer, no good results in the future, no happiness, there will be none. Because I have decided that there will be none in my brain. Decide that there will be happiness in your future, in your brain, and work towards it with your life, and there will be happiness. So, up next, number 5 is time is the best healer, but it's also your worst enemy. Any emotional problem that life throws at you, any trauma that you've been given in your life, no matter how hard it feels when it first happens, time will be your best friend. Time will help you feel comfort. Time will help you put things into perspective. Time will help you gather your thoughts. But just remember, you don't want to spend too much time dealing with one issue or one thing. You don't want to spend your entire life brooding on something, because you have limited time. It's your worst enemy. It is the most valuable thing that you could have. And who knows how much of it you have. Alright. So, number 6. Death may change you, but change will never be the death of you. I came up with that, unless someone said it before me, in which case I will be really sad, because I thought I was like a poetic genius when I wrote that. Death may change you, but change will never be the death of you. As you know, per my last video, I have been dealing with the death of my dad. It has been incredibly difficult. I'll talk about it in future videos, but I've dealt with a lot of changes in who I am. I've dealt with a lot of changes on how I view the world around me, how I want to spend my life. It's opened my eyes to a lot of things. And in the wake of my dad passing, a lot of my life has changed a lot outside of me in my mind. I've gained a new family, which is, my dad's side of the family. And I'm also, at this point in time, losing a part of my pre-existing family. Not by death, but kind of falls back to that toxic thing. I'm just letting some pretty toxic people in my life go. And it's really hard sometimes. You really want to doubt yourself, and it's easy to be afraid of change. But change will never be the death of you. Change, if anything, will be the growth of you. So just remember that. Any bad changes, you might learn to finally love yourself, to finally see the light in the world, see what's important. I lost my dad, but I gained insight. And I hope you all know that change is nothing to be afraid of. And you should stop spending your life afraid of change. Anyways, sorry, I got a little, about that because I was deep in thought about my dad and stuff. But let's move on. Number 7, live in the present. Forget your anger. What has happened in your life is out of your control. Look to the future for motivation, but live in the now. So the reason that I have that, I know a lot of people, including my dad, who never let go of his anger until the end. And I can't help but think how much happier and how much of a better life these people would have lived if they had adopted that mindset of, live in the now and just forget your anger. You can't control what has happened to you in the past. You've spent so much time thinking about it already. Stop thinking about it in a negative way and start thinking about it in an objective way. How did it change you? How can you use that change to better yourself as a person? How can you use that change to better your life and better your future? And that's all up here thinking. That's all individual thought that has to be done by you. I just hope that you remember the only thing that you can control is today. And barely that. Because there's a lot of outside factors too. Whatever you can control, make sure that you do it in your life, with yourself. Make sure that you're behind the wheel up here. Because you're going to thank yourself if you are always, logically thinking than if something just takes over inside of you. If all that pain from your past just decides to take over you and create pain in your present and in your future. Don't let it do that. Let go. You don't have to forgive. You don't have to forget. But just change the way that you're looking at it. Just change the way that you're looking at it. Think objectively. Yeah, it's really crappy that someone hurt you like that. Yeah, it's really crappy that that happened to you. But what are you going to do about it now? It's done. It's gone. The threat isn't there anymore. You don't need to be afraid. All right. Number 8 is live by your own code, but always take others into consideration. So you can live by whatever opinions you want. If you don't agree with anything that I've said today, okay. I'll live, you'll live, we have a disagreement in opinions, and that's fine. You are allowed to have whatever code you want. The one thing that I ask of you is that you don't hurt other people on purpose, for no reason. You don't dish out negativity in the world, because honestly, it could be you. Someone could do it to you. And you should just live life like that. You should just live life knowing that we are all the same species. We're all humans. And we might not all think exactly the same, but we're all struggling. We're all going through this crazy trial known as life. And we need to be there for each other. Live by your own code, whatever that might be. But just take other people into consideration. And don't make the world a worse place. It's bad enough. There is so much evil and negativity in the world. Don't contribute. Don't contribute to the negativity. All right, number 9. You get to choose. Will your mind be your greatest strength or your greatest weakness? Even people with the most tortured minds left a beautiful mark on history. I really like that because I've dealt with mental illness for a really long time. And I know that it's not just like, oh, have you tried just not being sad? Like, I know it's not that. But you do get to decide if you're going to sit and wallow and listen to sad music because you want to feel the sad, or if you want to do something to get your mind off of it, and if you want to power through, if you want to get up and shower. It's all about motivation. If you want to get up and work out, it's all about telling yourself, I'm going to go do that right now. No excuses, no procrastinating. I'm going to get up and go do that. And I know that is so hard to do. I have been in emotionally hard times where I have gone too long without showering. And even with the knowledge that it has been so long that I had showered, I just couldn't get up, you know? But it's because I told myself I couldn't get up. And I'm just being honest. It's not necessarily what you want to hear. It's not what I wanted to hear as somebody who is dealing with mental illness. But you are your biggest excuser. Hold yourself to standards. Hold yourself to a code. Hold yourself to a schedule. Hold yourself to anything that is going to help you be a productive, happier person. All right. Number 10. Practice what you preach and be honest and motivated when you fail. So, you know, these 10 valuable life lessons I personally think are great. That's why I wrote them down and wanted to share them with you. But at the end of the day, there have been many times in which I wasn't comfortable with myself. There are many times where I'm not comfortable with myself. I let people, you know, there are so many people in the world, and I have been in so many toxic friendships, so many toxic family relationships. Like, I've been surrounded by so much negativity in my life, and, you know, that was a choice for me to continue to let that occur. My mind has been insanely negative before, you know. I definitely have not always taken mind over matter into consideration. I've lived in the past. I've broken all these rules, you know? But I'm honest with myself about it. I've even hurt other people before. You know, I've been a bad person before. And I'm honest with myself about it. And I'm motivated with my flaws and my past errors. I'm motivated to follow this list and not let those occur again. And if they do occur again, you know, I'm not happy about it. But I'm not going to beat myself up, because I know that we're all human, and I know that sometimes it's not as simple as just tell yourself everything's going to be fine. But you should tell yourself everything is going to be fine. Because if you're telling yourself everything is not going to be fine, chances are it won't be. That's all I'm trying to get across to you guys today. That is the 10 valuable life lessons, and I have 8 pages to go of other content that I'm going to produce for you guys. But for right now, this is it. If you have 10 valuable life lessons or your own life code that you'd like to leave in the comments, please do. You know, maybe the people watching, if any of this advice wasn't for you, maybe you can find what you were looking for in the comments. So, thank you all for watching. Subscribe to further the conversation. See ya.